everybody. Welcome back to another episode. This is episode 2 of the Love Wire.
Yes, sir.
I'm your co-host, Shanese Danae.
And I'm Matt, and I am here officially with my wife.
Yes, we're married now, guys. We are officially, legally married.
It is official.
It is official.
And I just want to thank everybody for, tuning into the first episode and all the support that we got.
Yes.
It's definitely appreciated. Yeah, man, we're going to keep it coming. We're going to keep it coming.
Episode after episode.
Yes, sir. The last episode, I said Love Jones' poem.
Yes.
It's not a poem.
It's a quote.
It's a quote. Love Jones' quote.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off this episode with the quote this time. So the quote is, "Love is of all passions the strongest, for it attacks simultaneously the head, the heart, and the senses."
It attacks simultaneously the head, the heart, and the senses.
So what do you think about that?
I think that it's very complicated, like love is. I mean, I would agree with that. I think the quote is complicated, just like love is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, attack is a good word because I think that it hits you out of like nowhere. I don't think that you really know it's coming. You don't plan for it. It just happens.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And then like just attacking the heart in general. Like I feel like whenever you're in love with someone or when you finally realize that you're in love, you do crazy things. Like people do crazy things when they're in love.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what? Like what don't they do when they're in love?
What crazy things have you done?
The craziest thing, what? I went from Florida. I went to Florida from Florida back to Pennsylvania. That was for you, for real, if we're going to keep it real.
Okay.
We're going to keep it real.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing you do for love.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I was like, he needs me. And then I went to Clarion. And then I was like, he still needs me.
Yeah. The craziest thing I ever did for love,
you better be talking about me.
Yeah, duh. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anything crazy that I've done for love. Crazy? Like I don't think.
You don't have to think so deep about the word crazy.
I'm about to say because I don't think moving from Florida to back to PA. I don't think that's crazy.
Whatever your story is, babe. Whatever your story, tell your story.
I honestly can't think of one.
I want to hear your story.
I'll think about it as the podcast goes on.
Yeah, he's gonna forget.
I won't.
Yeah, well, that's definitely the quote for today, guys. So yes, people do crazy things for love. It simultaneously attacks the head, the heart, and the senses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so what I wanted to do this week, I challenged Shanice to think of her top 5 love songs.
Yes. So do I have to go first?
You don't have to go first.
I'll go first. All right, guys. So growing up, I've always listened to like really old school 70s, 80s kind of music. My dad used to have like a record player and all that fun jazz, right?
I knew you were going this way.
I had to.
I knew you were.
I had to go this route. I mean, they're the ones who paved the way, people. They paved the way. Okay? The 70s paved the way. But anyway, so the first song I'm going to start with is Al Green. Let's stay together.
I'm not going to argue with any 70s music.
Okay, cool.
I'm not going to argue with it.
So the second one is The Emotions, Best of My Love. You guys know the song? Oh, you got the best of my love.
I didn't know who The Emotions were.
Yeah, that's who sings it.
I apologize. But I know the song.
Y'all youngins, y'all don't know nothing. That's the problem. That's the problem. Y'all don't know nothing.
Oh, my God.
I'm over here schooling y'all. All right, then we got Casey and JoJo, All My Life. Everybody know that song. Come on.
Okay.
All right, then we got...
Now, are these in order? Or are you just... Like, are these like from 1 to 5 your rank? Or,
I'm not ranking them. They're just my top 5.
All right.
Okay. So, and then I have Music Soul Child. I think, did he change his name? We're not even going to go there. But Love. Okay. Now, the reason why I chose all these songs, guys, is because it tells a story. right? Each song tells a story. You have to, well, every song tells a story, but these top 5 really tell a story, okay?
Okay.
And then I have John Legend. I'm gonna bring it up to date just a little bit.
Okay.
All of Me, and that's it.
John Legend, All of Me.
Yeah.
So you got, it was Al Green.
Al Green. Let's say it together.
The Emotions.
The Emotions. Best of My Love.
Casey and JoJo.
All My Life.
4 was who?
4 was Music Soul Child Love.
Music Soul Child Love. I'm not familiar with that one.
You don't know that one? It's so many things I got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe if I heard it.
Are you serious? Is he serious?
And then the last one was John Legend.
All of Me.
Okay.
You really don't know Music Soul Child's Love? I mean, come on. They even have a gospel version of it.
Sorry.
That's sad.
All right, so the real top 5 here.
He's a hater.
We agree on Casey and JoJo All My Life. That's probably my favorite love song of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You picked that one?
Yeah, that's in my top 5.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On.
Oh, yeah, Let's Get It On.
I'm completely surprised that Marvin Gaye was not on your top 5.
You know what? Honestly, because top 5, like, I honestly was thinking about putting Marvin Gaye on there, and I should have put Marvin Gaye on there, but I needed a top 20. If we're going to keep it real.
No,
I need a top 20.
Top 5.
Yeah, top 20.
So Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. That's in my top 5. I'm going to go somewhere where I think you wouldn't expect.
Okay, let me hear it. I got to hear this then.
Ja Rule and Ashanti, Put It On Me is in my top 5.
Ja Rule.
And Ashanti, Put It On Me.
How does that go again?
Or Lil Mo. Ja Rule and Lil Mo, Put It On Me.
Put It On Me.
What would I be without you?
I only think about you.
I think that's in the top 5 love song.
Okay. All right, I guess.
Number 4, Boyz II Men, End of the Road.
Okay. All right.
And then, again, I'm going to go somewhere where you probably won't expect.
Oh, Lord. What is it now?
Dilemma, Kelly Rowland, and Nelly.
Oh, God. Okay. Whatever.
That is my top 5. My top 5 love songs. Those songs are what hit the heart for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take it.
And also, Dilemma, Kelly Rowland. Dilemma and SZA The Weeknd are the top, like, side joint songs.
You think? I hope you guys can hear our cats in the background.
They're the top side joint songs.
Oh.
The whole time, Nelly was being a side dude.
Yeah, that's true.
In that song.
The Weeknd is kind of, from a girl perspective, or I should say a female perspective, is pretty dope.
Dope? It just is a good song, but...
You the one that mentioned the song, so now I can't say dope within the same sentence?
You can say it's dope.
It's a problem?
No,
okay.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. So yeah, just let us know what you think about those top 5. I know my top 5. I know people don't usually include like rap songs.
Yeah,
in top 5.
In top 5, because it's not if you say top love rap songs, and that's different.
It's a song though. It's a song, and it's about love.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys, make sure you comment down below if you are watching this on Facebook. Comment down below and let us know exactly what are your top 5, and if you agree with any of our top 5, or if any of our top 5 is in your top 5.
My top 5 is legendary.
Okay, sure it is.
It's legendary.
Yes, but make sure you leave us a comment so that way we know. And then as well, if you are listening to this podcast, make sure you go ahead and rate us and let us know down below as well.
All right. So we asked a question during the week about joint social media accounts.
Yes.
And we got some responses, right?
Yeah, we did. We actually got a few responses. So what I did was I had put a rating on Instagram, and actually 2% said that they do, and then 98% said no, we do not. Okay, and I asked the reason why for the 2% that did, and someone basically had explained that, you know, her parents are pastors, which is one of the reasons why they specifically share a Facebook. Her
parents are pastors?
Yes, specifically her parents are pastors, and that's one of the reasons why they share it. And then she said that she knows personally people that share it because they had some infidelity issues, which is one of the reasons why you had targeted, maybe one of the reasons why people are sharing their socials in the first place. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess the situation with the pastor makes sense because that's more like a business.
yeah, that's what I
mean,
said. I can agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I can
yeah,
understand it.
it's just a way to directly contact, the leaders of the church. So I mean, I can understand that. But yeah, just stay off social media. Then, if the issue is infidelity, I feel like just stay off social media.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that, you guys have to work on personally as a couple, and getting over, cheating, infidelity, all that fancy jazz. It takes time. We can talk about that in a whole nother episode because, yeah, we just talk about it in another episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can.
Yeah. Alrighty. So what's next? What you got next for us?
A question. I got a question.
What's your question?
It's very simple, but I think the answer is not. And that is, what is love?
What is love? I feel like everybody has their own definition of what love is to them. It's just like success. Like everyone has their own definition when it comes to success. And when it comes to love, for me, it's, how does that person make you feel, in the inside parts, like that's what love means to me. It's the feeling, it's the emotion behind it. It's the sense of confidence that you get when you look at that person or how that person cares for you, I don't know, like love, for me, the word love is a deep connection.
Okay.
And now you can love your pet, you can love a human, you can love, whoever, but that's what the meaning of love means to me.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I would say love is something that you definitely just, it's a feeling. It's I don't think it's something you can really put into words. Like you said, I think it's different for everybody. And love in its complicated sense is sort of an experience. It's not a tangible thing that you can. I mean, I guess for some people it is. Some people are materialistic, but
Yeah.
in general, it's an intangible thing that you experience. And like we said before, it simultaneously attacks you, attacks different parts of who you are.
Your
It's
soul.
not. Yeah, it's not something that can be explained. It's sort of like that, like the Spidey sense. It's a.
What you know about Spidey sense?
What do you mean?
I was playing. Go ahead.
It's sort of like what do you mean? What's up? What do I know about a Spidey sense?
Just keep going. It was a joke.
Okay.
It was, you're being a hater. It was a joke.
Like, I don't know what you talking about, Spider-Man? Or
I was.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, it's overall just something that you just feel, man. You feel it, and you know it when you have it. Because I think that even love experts can give you some advice on what to look for if it's really love, but it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not something that you can get a checklist. It's not a step-by-step thing for it. It comes,
Okay, so I guess we can move on to the next segment, which would be, why get married? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know if you're ready for marriage? What does marriage mean to you? We're just going to break this all down because this is going to be a minute.
Yeah. I mean, it starts with figuring out what love is to you.
Yep.
That's sort of why that question came first in this segment was, I think you got to figure out what love means to you. And I think that from a male and female perspective, it's a little different. You know what I mean? Because for men, there's a lot of pride involved. There's a lot of, going back to when we discussed like those traditional roles, a lot of those are involved. Wondering if you have yourself established as a man, and a lot of internal personal things have to happen first before you decide whether you're ready to marry an individual.
Yeah.
And it's a process. It's a long process. It took me, almost 10 years, a decade before I felt ready to even propose. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like marriage is such a, It's just a really strong word, you know, like I just feel like you really have to make sure that you're ready, you know, but what marriage means to me is it's deep, you know, like it's last week we had talked about that you are operating as if you are one, and you really have to make sure that you're ready for that kind of commitment. Even if you're in a long-term relationship, marriage is different. It's not the same. To me, it's not the same.
Not the same as a relationship, like a long-term relationship.
It's not.
Why not?
Because you're changing your last name. You like it depends on how you are living in a relationship. Like we already kind of established our marriage, you know, like we already built the foundation before we even got married. You know, we share accounts, you know, there's a lot of things that we do equally as if we were a married couple, but not everybody does that. So, and obviously it's up to them if they want to, you know, keep everything separate. But then is that can kind of be like, are you in a relationship or are you married?
Yeah,
and that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but I say it depends for everybody. But like what you said, I think some people will say to that, like, you guys established yourselves in sort of a marriage before actually legally get married. So why even get married? Like why?
That's true.
Why is the legal commitment necessary if y'all been rocking for a decade without a marriage?
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true to put it that way, but I feel like I don't want I want his last name. So in order to take his last name, we have to be married, and then I don't want to have kids and then we're not married. Like
You don't have to get married to take my last name. You could change your last name to Wallace.
Yeah. Oh, you just really.
I'm just speaking for the people out there because I've had people say
It's
to
true.
me, you know, like y'all been together for so long.
Yeah.
What's the like what benefit does marriage carry for you to after y'all been living like a married couple for so long?
Because we are doing things by the Bible. No, but seriously, like I just like for me, I just wanted us literally to be legally married, faith wise as well.
And I guess my response to that is, marriage is very sacred. It's a sacred thing, you know, and part of that, you know, that sacred bond is the legal process. Unfortunately, you know what I mean, because like when you, God forbid, knock on wood, that one of us passes, you know, there's that person that's legally now responsible for my assets, and the things that I've obtained. You know what I mean?
Yeah, babe, that's a good way of putting it too. Because even when like someone's sick, like if you're in a coma, you know, things of that sort, like if you already had a conversation with your significant other that I don't want you to pull the plug, let me go when it's time for me to go. But if you don't have that there, then you know what I mean. It's a whoever wants to make that decision.
Right. And like for me, I would rather the person that I've spent most of my time with in my life to make those decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, like the ceremony itself is special too, because you know it's that joining of
families.
Yes. Yeah, of families. You finally get to get everybody in one building and in one place and see this magical joining. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like when you get married, it's not just you and your significant other. It's your family too. Like you're binding families. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like cousin Keisha is my cousin Keisha too.
Yeah. But also, I think, you know, I had somebody ask me, you know, are you scared in getting married? And I was like, nah. It's like I can't wait. I'm excited to marry Shanese. But then they were like, well, because I just know some guys, they get cold feet, and like when marriage comes around, they get scared and they start to, have second guesses. And honestly, my response was like, I can understand it. I can understand, men having second guesses and being worried about marriage, because the whole marriage ceremony and the marriage planning and all that it's centered around women.
Mm-hmm.
Like men don't they do not think about men in the wedding industry whatsoever.
Maybe we need to change that.
Maybe.
I shouldn't even say maybe. We need to change that. It starts here with us.
But yeah, so like that whole process is just like it challenges your pride a bit, because if a woman says, "Oh, my wedding planning isn't going well," people comfort that. If a man complains about their wedding planning not going well, it's like, "Oh man, shut up. Nobody worried about you."
Yeah.
Like you remember? I forgot. We went to a venue, and they were going through the package. I think it was near the hotel, the Rusty Pelican place or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. She was going through the package, and she was going through all the different services, and was like, well, in the bridal party, they'll get a limo from the hotel to the venue, from the venue to the hotel.
Yeah.
This lady looked at me and was like, "Oh, the grooms don't get that."
She definitely did.
And just went on about her business.
She threw shade.
Like didn't stop to see if I was okay with that or nothing. Just went on about her business.
Yeah, she definitely did throw some shade there.
But that's the entire experience.
Yeah.
Of a man being married. Not the relationship between us marriage, but like the wedding planning and all that.
How the world sees it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Well.
So how was the wedding experience for you?
The wedding so far?
In general. Like it's been almost a year now.
Well, the wedding for experience for me has been a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. By switching venues to Corona to, honestly, like I'm so ready for it to just get here. Like I don't really have an emotion behind it anymore. Mm-hmm. I know that I don't want to make that sound like I'm not excited to marry you, because I am. But I think once I'm in the moment, those feelings will come back. But I think it's been such a roller coaster so much that I detached my emotion. Okay, so when I say emotions behind it, I'm talking about I just didn't want to get hurt. Like I don't want to go through the whole process of, switching a venue again, changing everything. I didn't want to go through that. So to kind of give you guys my story, or I should say our story behind the whole process up until now, Matt and I got engaged in October last year.
2018.
October 2018, sorry, in Dubai, which was freaking amazing. It was perfect. And then from there, I've always said that I wanted a small wedding, but kind of just changed my mind after like seeing a whole bunch of venues. And then you kind of, as a female, you just realize, wait a second, like, do I actually really want a fairy tale wedding? And then I think it just kind of turned that way. It turned into a fairy tale wedding. And I remember looking up places, and I found one in particular that I was like, wait, it has that nice vintage vibe. And it was K-pop, located in Clearwater, Florida. So I told Matt that's what I want to go look at. We went to go visit, and we decided to move forward with this venue, right? But in the midst of all that, there was a lot of red flags, like tons of them. And personally, I feel like I ignored them. And Matt was like, babe, what did you say?
I mean, I had some questions, but I didn't want to... First of all, I didn't want to argue with you, and I didn't want to disappoint you.
Yeah.
Because again, it goes into like, it's not about me, really.
It is about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It is not. Guys, when you get married, it's not about you.
That makes me feel bad when you say that.
I mean, it's not. It's just how it is.
Yeah. Aw. Well, yeah, so he was basically telling me, like, like, there's a lot of... he was basically telling me that there are a lot of red flags, but if this is something that you want to do, I support it. but don't be surprised if something bad happens. That's basically the kind of vibe that you was telling. That's what you were saying about it.
Yeah, I mean, I had questions.
Yeah.
I had a lot of questions.
So, late, I want to say mid-November, we ended up booking the venue anyway. And I was like, yeah, good, we got the venue. And then I was just moving really fast in this entire process, like stressing Matt out because I was moving so fast. I was booking everybody. So after that, I booked our wedding day coordinator. She was cool. I booked her, and she's also our florist as well. So, and booked the DJ, etc. from there, right? So I want to say in December this was 2018, right? So we already booked the majority of everyone that we needed in regards to like vendors and stuff for the wedding. So the next year, which was 2019, I didn't hear from the venue. And I was like, okay, well, is this normal? Like, I feel like we should hear something from them.
Yeah, we were supposed to be getting like updates about food tastings, about, just updates.
Yeah, but we haven't received anything.
And part of that, in hindsight, is on us because we probably should have
did a lot better,
been proactive about certain things.
I think because okay, so in my mind, I was thinking like because we're kicking out so much money that everything was going to be good. Like putting my trust, which is big mistake number one, putting my trust in a company or a small business, because at the end of the day, they're still considered a small business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we ended up I ended up calling them because my mom was visiting around this time, and one of my aunts was visiting, and we were like, okay, well, I want to show you guys. And I had called them, and it was like, well, if you're not booking here, then you can't come see the venue, right? And we already paid our deposit, guys. So I was like, this is a lot. This goes into the emotional roller coaster that I was talking about, because there was always something, and I was excited for this venue in the beginning. I was excited because it was beautiful, and it was something that I honestly really wanted, that I wanted for us, and Matt wanted as well, right? Am I wrong?
I wanted to be married. Yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice. It was a really nice venue.
He's like, yeah, no, you're making it about me, and it's not. Yeah, so there was a lot of red flags again with the same coordinator that we had in the beginning that wasn't really treating us right, So we just decided in January that it wasn't going to be a good fit, and we decided that we're no longer going to have our wedding there. And honestly, it was the best decision that we've made. And when I say I didn't have any emotions towards it anymore, it was because it was just too much of a roller coaster in the beginning. I was happy about it. Personally, I was excited. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm making the right decision, talking to Matt about it. And then coming back in January, I decided that this just isn't it. This is not what I want. And I asked Matt the same thing. Like, is it okay if we decide not to have our wedding there?
Yeah. I mean, I think what also goes into like just removing your emotions from it is that, it's useless to worry about something that you have no control over.
Yeah.
They didn't have their act together, so.
They didn't. It was just very unorganized, and I highly encourage no one to have their wedding there. And I hate to say that, but it's real talk. It's real talk. So that was on January 3rd, which was Matt's birthday, that we decided to not move forward with them. And I don't think I'm ever going to forget that day now. So, so with that Tuesday, which was, I want to say the 6th, 6th or the 5th or the 6th of January, we decided that we needed to find another venue, and we found one that day on the 6th. We found another venue. So it didn't take us long. And mind you, our wedding was only 3 months away at this time.
Right.
So that's why, again, emotions, like, I was constantly trying to figure out another way, having to, figure out if the vendors are available for this day, etc. Is the venue okay with us switching? Is there anyone for that date? Because that's not really enough time. It's almost like you're replanning a wedding all over again. So, so everything worked out. We was able to switch the venue, and then now Corona happens in mid-March, and we had to change the wedding again. Like, we had to postpone our wedding.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to, like, hold on,
wait it out.
wait
We
it
really
out
did.
until the last minute. But you know, we had to think about people traveling, 'cause people are traveling from, like, 90% of our wedding is traveling from, you know,
Another state.
right. So yeah, so I mean, and with all that, I guess, you know, the question still raises, like, why get married? Well, first of all that's not normal.
Yeah.
Usually things are
Smooth.
right. But again, you go through all that to celebrate with friends, family, and to make sure that, you know, this is a moment in time that is memorable.
Yeah.
And so the pictures and the videos that are taken from that day, people can look back on it years from now and just remember how much of a good time it was, and, you know, just reflecting on the future, like when we have kids and we have a family, and we're able to take that and say, like, hey, here's your aunt whoever, here's your grandma whoever, and, you know, this was a magical day for us. So that's why you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the gist of why it's important to do, and why we felt like it was important to do.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Going through this whole experience with the virus, it has taught me a lot. I've never been a materialistic person, like, ever. But I realized what was important and what wasn't important when it came to our wedding. Like, I wanted all these things. I wanted a freaking champagne wall. I wanted real flowers. I wanted all these things because, for one, I thought it would look pretty. And two, I just wanted people to kind of be in awe. But really, in the all reality, it's not even about that. It's about us. It's about our union. And I never forgot that. But I kind of feel like I was letting other material things surrounded around the wedding kind of take control of that. And now going through this process, it doesn't even matter if we have a wedding or not anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just really how I feel.
Yeah, if we got to postpone again because of the Rona,
I'm gonna be over it.
yeah, it's gonna be
So we're praying that we're not even gonna put that out there.
Right.
We're gonna manifest that everything is gonna work the way it's supposed to work. But going back to how we even started this whole conversation, that's why I feel numb, because there's so much emotion that had went through it. I think I'm just drained out, and we're already married now, so I kind of feel at peace.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't even go into, like, just how much having a wedding changes the people around you, or maybe it doesn't change them, but you kind of get.
Oh yeah.
You kind of get, like, the true emotion out of people.
Yeah, you do.
And weird emotions that you didn't think were there from people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in all that, it makes the couple, it makes the union stronger.
It does. I feel, going back to what Matt was saying, is that whenever you're getting married, you find out who's really supporting your union and who's not. Mm-hmm. And that is really powerful, you know, because it's almost like the doors are being open for you to see who you want in your corner and who you don't want in your corner.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because now you know the blueprint. Now they've exposed them. The enemy has exposed themselves, so now you know how to maneuver.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. and that's sort of how I viewed that. Yeah.
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 Well, but yeah, so that was definitely our experience, you know, in regards to our marriage and our wedding and etc. To talk about our actual marriage, because we were supposed to get married for 11/20/20, obviously we could not, you know, no longer move forward with that because of coronavirus, etc. We ended up getting our marriage license because I didn't want to wait until everything to get shut down. So I was like, babe, we got to get our marriage license so that way we can get married on 4/11, because I thought we were still going to get married on 4/11, but that didn't happen. So we didn't want to repay again. So obviously we just had to get it signed by, you know, a notary. Mm-hmm. And that's what we did. We had the opportunity to be married legally, but we didn't really have like a ceremony like we wanted to, but our ceremony we want to have with our family and our friends.
Right. Yeah. So it's legal.
It's legal.
It's legal, but it wasn't official.
Yeah, it's not official, but it's legal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we talked about why get married? So I guess on the opposite spectrum of that, what are some reasons for divorce?
I feel like a lot of the reasons for divorce is because one or the other doesn't feel like they're getting the attention that they want or the things that they want changed to be changed, as well as I feel like a lot of people lack therapy as well, thinking that it won't help or afraid to go and ask for the help. Nobody's perfect, and it's really, really a sensitive topic for me to even talk about because obviously I have not gone through this and I won't be going through it in the name of Jesus. But I had the opportunity to see it firsthand from my childhood experience, from parents, friends, etc. But have not gone through it and won't go through it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents were divorced too. But I don't really remember the divorce itself having an impact on me outside of like they were separated. You know what I'm saying? But I don't remember a time when they were together. So
yeah,
I don't think it really has impacted me like that. I think that divorces, it goes back to what we said in the last podcast about, how do you argue type of thing. Like how were you in times where you disagree and where there's, conflict. Now, and I also think that, some people get married too early. Like they don't really experience each other full effect before getting to know the person. Like,
so that raises a question. Do you support marriages that get that marry within the first year of a relationship?
I do not.
Why?
I do not. I think it's too early, man. I don't think you really get to know a person until like year 4.
That's true. Ooh, let me break this down. I'm gonna break this down because year 1, you are just getting to know. You're just starting to get to know the person, and you're like, oh, like this relationship thing is pretty cool. And then year 2, you're like, oh, this is honeymoon. Yes. Year 3 is where all the arguments happen.
That's where they start. Yeah.
That's where they start. Year 4 is when you figure out if you're going to make it to year 4, because some of you guys don't, right?
Yeah. I also think year 4 is like you start to realize the things that are not so perfect about the other person. Like,
yes.
I think you start realizing like habits that that you probably ignored or didn't see because you was all puppy love, puppy eyed
in the honeymoon stage.
Yeah. So, and I think you start to realize like, can I really deal with the fact that this person like
is like
smacks?
This?
Like,
do I smack?
Nah, you got what they call a loud crunch. There's a term for it where you like you can hear the.
Then that means you got a loud crunch and sip. Then
maybe I don't know.
Because you be
no, but like the thing, like you can hear people crunching even when their mouth is closed.
Oh, like me?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a word for it. Like you have like a loud crunch. There's a phrase for it.
Did you really look this up because you
No.
wanted to know?
No. I heard somebody say it before.
Oh, gotcha.
Like I was at work one time and we could hear whoever crunching on chips or whatever they were eating, and they said it. They're like, you have a loud mouth or a loud crunch or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you start to realize like certain habits like that. Like you just start to realize like maybe this person ain't as clean as I thought they were. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you live together. Mm-hmm. Especially if you start living together. Like you just realize certain things that we were blinded to because.
That's one thing that like actually bringing up the living together part. Like I honestly encourage you to live with your partner before you marry them.
Yeah, there's a study, and again, we don't do any research, but I think that I remember.
Disclaimer.
That people who get married after living together have less divorces than people who get married without living together.
Yeah.
I believe that's a real stat out there somewhere.
But I honestly can understand the issues because I feel like if I was to live by myself and then to live with you, and then I feel like it would be hard because you kind of get in the system of your own vibe. Like you have your own routine. Mm-hmm. So having someone kind of disrupt that. Like I have my own room. And if anything, it can be messy. And if anything is like touched, it freaks me out. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's the same thing to a much larger scale, when
Yeah.
you're living by yourself.
Yeah, I think I just got comfortable going into her little beauty room without permission. I used to knock on the door before I went into your beauty
Listen,
room.
that's my little woman cave.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a personal space thing. It's like
Yeah, it is. It
this is
really
this is
is.
my space. I'm used to having my space, and I love you, but don't come into my space.
Yeah, I honestly really encourage it. I think even if we once we have kids, I still want to have my personal space. I feel like it's important.
Yeah. So when we get a bigger house and I get my man cave, I'm putting a lock on the door.
You can't put a lock on there. We ain't putting no locks on no doors. That's
In
a
my
that's
man
a
cave?
no. No.
No one,
Locks.
no one can be in when I'm not there.
That is fine, but you ain't putting no lock on no door. Period.
To be continued.
No. No continued. It's going to continue with no locks. But yeah, I feel like, oh, man, divorce.
What else is important is if, and disclaimer again, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but if you're being abused in any way, I think that's a good reason to
Separate.
leave, to separate, leave your partner.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the kids are being abused in any way, you know what I'm saying? I think that that's a good reason to separate. Anything severe or serious like that, like if you find out, 6 years, right after you get married or whatever, that your spouse is a murderer, like they've killed 2 people, then yeah, maybe
you might want to consider that.
yeah, you don't want to be the third.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh. There was one thing I wanted to bring up. Ooh, what was it? Well, I want to circle back because Matt had mentioned about how it affects you as a kid. He explained, he doesn't really remember much, but I do. I might have a problem. I'm thinking doing this podcast, I think I have a problem.
Oh my goodness.
So
I'm not your therapist.
Listen, because I feel like my older brother took it hard, with my parents getting a divorce, harder than I did, and I'm the one that noticed it from the beginning. I was smacked down in everything, and I feel like, and till this day, I don't really have an emotion towards it.
I think there's something to be said about, and again, I'm not your therapist.
I know,
okay. But I think there's something to be said about being conditioned for something,
I think it was premeditated.
Well,
for me, I think I premeditated it.
Right, because you saw certain steps that maybe your brother didn't.
That's true.
Your brother just got the news, and it's like what? What happened? I thought things were good, but for you, there were steps that you saw in the process, and you was like, well, this ain't looking good, so maybe
exactly.
So there's something to be said about being prepared in that way, where you see where things are not going well, and then when the big bang happens, it's like, oh, I'm not so surprised by that.
Yeah.
But you said you had a problem, though. You said you think you had a problem. You think you
Oh
had a problem?
yeah, I was saying I think I have
away?
a problem. No, because I feel like with a lot of things, and this is not even just with this divorce thing, the wedding thing. Like I had mentioned before, I get my emotions become numb, where I have literally no emotion towards stuff, and I don't think that's normal. I want to know why.
What are you going to do about it?
Maybe I should go see a therapist.
Maybe it won't be me.
He said it won't be me. Yeah, no, but seriously, I don't know what makes me or what causes me to do it.
It's a defense mechanism. It's a way you defend yourself from being hurt. And defense mechanisms are not I think people defense mechanisms on the surface don't look right. Because when you see somebody that's detach their emotions, I think we think of negative things they're heartless.
Yeah.
But those defenses are there for a reason. It's amazing what defense mechanisms can do, because that defense mechanism of you detaching your emotion has allowed you to thrive in life, where otherwise, if you didn't have it, it may be hard for you to get through life.
That's a way to look at the positive side of it.
Right. Now, with that being said, is it helpful to kind of maybe find yourself in that and find out why that is?
I think it's important to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure out why because I've been like this since forever. Like I don't know. I when I become numb, I'm like I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't always have to look at. It's definitely important to figure those things out, but just for those that are watching and listening, it's defense mechanisms are not all bad.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason. They are helpful in allowing you to get through life and all the challenges that life brings to you. Do you need to work on yourself so that those defense mechanisms aren't causing issues in relationships and things like that? Like, yeah, but also understand that like that's armor for you in a way.
Ooh, I like the armor part.
And anybody that tries to take that armor from you too rapidly, maybe not be good. Maybe not. They're not good for you, right? So that could be a reason for divorce. If someone is trying to take your armor away too fast or want you to leap into something too fast, you may want to
Like step back.
yeah. And they're not willing to let off the gas. Like yeah, you may want to start to think about other options.
Well, I guess it's pretty hard to answer this question because we don't really have like kids yet. But I'm pretty sure like some of the viewers may want to know how do you think divorce can affect a family with kids? Like, because I know for me, it was like they gave me a choice. I could either live with my mom or I could live with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just feel like there's like a big gray area there, especially if you're close to your mom or your dad. You kind of
Right.
feel like you're stuck in the middle.
Right. Yeah. With anything, you want to create a sense of normalcy. Mm-hmm. So, just like anything else in nature, like when you're hot, you sweat. That's your body trying to get you cool, trying to get you back to a normal state. So in divorce, you want to make sure that whatever transitioning is being made in divorce, if you have kids, is that it stays normal as possible. If you guys start living separately, maybe you guys take turns being in the same house before you just move the kids to a different house, or you separate the kids.
That's a good idea.
Like have the kids stay in the same place, but you guys alternate when you're there, so that it's not such a big change for the kids. Just in general, just try to keep things as similar as possible. Try not to change the schedules up too much, and gradually introduce the idea that mom and dad, like, don't use the word divorce because kids don't know what divorce is, and if they do, it's a bad negative term.
So what term were they using?
I don't think you have to spell it out as clearly as there's going to be a separation. It could just be that we're going to spend some time apart. But dad will be here and mom will be here. We will still be together at your games. We will still, try to still parent together. That doesn't mean you guys have to have a relationship together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but just keep things the same as much as possible. Even though you guys are going through a change, doesn't mean the kids have to go through such a drastic change.
Yeah, 'cause it's not fair to the kids. And honestly, like, depending on how it's done, it can really disrupt how they grow up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think, like, as a parent, like, well, I shouldn't even say that because I'm not a parent. But this is from my personal experience, like, I feel like that wasn't something that was discussed, like worrying about your kid because you're going through so many different emotions and you're not taking the time to figure out, like, what's going on. And that they don't forget that.
Yeah. Kids, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
They're very
Give your kids
absorbent.
more credit.
Yeah, they're very absorbent. They're very smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions or anything else on divorce you want to go over?
I'm not getting divorced.
Nope.
In another they found another universe somewhere, an alternate universe.
Wait, what?
They found an alternate universe, but in an alternate universe,
They found like with people in it.
I don't know, just people in this alternate universe. I just know they found one.
Are you serious? Like not another planet, but
They said an alternate universe. It was NASA or whoever. Again, we don't do research. I just looked through social media and I seen something, and it was reported by CNN.
are you if CNN reports it?
I don't know. Don't get me to line. But in an alternate universe, if we were to get divorced, what I always say is that I'm not going through this with nobody else. Like I'm not getting to know nobody. I ain't trying to date you.
I just feel like it takes so much work and patience.
Listen, I belong to the streets. If we get divorced, I belong to the streets.
No, you don't. We're never getting a divorce, so ever.
Right.
You stuck with me for life.
I was talking about this alternate universe that they found.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
So, again, y'all, thank you so much for watching,
Yes.
for listening. The feedback has been great. We talked about like this being a good time for us because this is like us time.
Yeah, it is. It's us time. We get to connect and, answer your questions as well as see, we actually get to pick each other's brains too.
Yeah.
And argue a little bit, like while we're trying to figure out how to answer certain questions.
Yeah.
Because we're human.
Yeah, and hopefully we inspire, other couples to, to thrive, man, and stay together and make good decisions as couples.
Yeah.
And ask us anything, you know what I'm saying? Ask us whatever you want to know, as long as it ain't personal.
Mm-hmm. And disclaimer, we're not perfect. We are not perfect. So whenever you're watching this and you're like, I want to be like them. No, only be like yourself. And that goes with anything.
Yeah, you don't want to be like me. You don't want to be like me. Thank y'all. This is the Love Wire Podcast. Tune in every Saturday. Until next time.
Until next time. Bye, y'all.